Hello there, I'm Siddesh Joglekar, and today we'll explore how to generate code with ChatGPT. This is one of the most exciting chapters in our course, and I'm sure you are as excited as I am. Right now, we'll learn how generative AI models like ChatGPT can help developers write code faster and more efficiently as well. Note that this course is not just applicable to ChatGPT, but also to other AI models like Bard, for example. This field is maturing so quickly. I'm sure you will have many alternatives of generative AI tools. But here, we are going to use ChatGPT. So let's get started. Now, ChatGPT can generate code snippets based on natural language descriptions. It supports multiple programming languages and libraries and significantly reduces the time spent on repetitive tasks. Let us try one code snippet. Here we go. This is ChatGPT 4 model, and we are going to use a neutral kind of a setup. So we'll ask ChatGPT a simple question. Can you write a Python code that sums up a list of integers? Let's see what ChatGPT does. Oh wow, it is already giving me a code about it as well. Now see, first of all, ChatGPT generates the code in a separate window, which makes it easy for us to copy the code, to download the code, etc. What I'll do is, let me hit the download button first. If I try to download, do you notice that ChatGPT gives a relevant Python file? Wow, this is wonderful, right? If you download or if you ask it for a C code, it can generate a C file as well. So that's wonderful. Second thing is, you can also just copy and paste the code somewhere else. So for example, if I open Notepad and try to paste some code over here, sample code, like this. Wow, this is also so cool. Simple and easy to understand for any programmer who is a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced level. Now, this is just a sample. You can even ask ChatGPT for much more complicated codes as well. Let us try one more. Over here, we are going to ask it for something more complicated. Let us ask if it can generate a JavaScript function that reverses a string. Now, this is not as easy as writing a code that we generated just now. Now again, this is a function, right? Let's see what output is generated. Great. Do you want to test this code out? Well, you can just go to a typical JavaScript compiler, and there are tons of them online. Put this code and test it out, and I'm sure you'll get the relevant output. That's an example of how you can actually get usable, error-free code using ChatGPT. Again, these are just simple examples. You can also generate complicated examples by giving relevant English prompts. To just lighten the mood, let me ask you a simple question. Do you know why did the developer go broke? Well, because he used up all his cash. Now that you have understood the utility of ChatGPT, it's your turn now to experiment with code generation using ChatGPT or any other generative AI models. Try to create a simple program using natural language input, and then obviously share your experience with the course community. You can write your experiences right here in the comment section. I hope you have enjoyed learning how AI can revolutionize the way we write code. There was a time in the past when a lot of people used to get scared of coding. Well, I think AI is about to change all that. AI is going to ensure that there is parity with respect to people and their code generation capacity. Today, what is needed is the core thought and the logic. Everything else from a syntax perspective, from a language writing perspective in coding languages will be done by AI. This is what true revolution is all about. AI is indeed revolutionizing the way we write code. We will discuss how to do debugging and code optimization using AI. AI can help us with debugging and code optimization. We learn how generative models like ChatGPT, Bard, and many such models can improve code quality and performance as well. We are going into possibly the most cutting-edge part of our course, AI-assisted debugging. Today, we have millions of lines of code written, and it becomes a nightmare for a new programmer to check out, understand the logic, and debug the code if you want to do some changes. This is possibly one of the most grueling parts of a programmer's life. But here is where our friendly neighborhood AI can help identify potential bugs and issues in the code. Not only that, it can also suggest fixes based on patterns and best practices. This overall can enhance code readability and maintainability as well. Let me show you in fact how ChatGPT can identify a bug. I have a Python code over here where I am trying to convert a string into an integer, but it is throwing a value error. Now what could be the issue? Let me ask ChatGPT. I'm just pasting this code into the ChatGPT prompt, and now let us see what is the output. There you go. It has identified the issue, that there is an issue with the indentation within your code. And it has also proposed a corrected version of the code as well. Isn't it wonderful? Let me give you another example, this time of code optimization. AI can analyze and identify performance bottlenecks. This generates optimized code snippets to improve the execution speed. And how does that help? Well, it helps developers like you and me to choose the best algorithms and data structures to deliver a fantastic consumer experience. Let me try one more example right here, right now. I have a Python function that sorts out a list, but it seems slow with large lists. Dear ChatGPT, can you suggest an optimized version? I'm entering this into the ChatGPT prompt. Now let's ask ChatGPT and see what is the output. Can you see this? ChatGPT has identified what is the problem. The bubble sort algorithm that we had used had a time complexity of O of n squared, which is high, and that makes it inefficient for large lists. And ChatGPT doesn't even stop at that. It also proposes a better algorithm, an optimized sort in place, which uses the list.sort method, which is available inside Python right away. This is great, ChatGPT. I can just copy the code and put in wherever I want. It has given two options, by the way. It has given one option on sorted function, one option on list.sort function. So I can literally test out which option works well for my specific use case. This is how code debugging as well as code optimization can work brilliantly using AI. Very soon, all developers will have a new best friend, not the person who is sitting next to them in office, but in fact the person who is answering the AI questions. By the way, there is no person answering AI questions, right? It is the generative AI models. This is a tipping point in the coding industry for sure. On that note, let me ask you a fun question. Why do Java developers wear glasses? Well, because they don't see sharp. How AI-driven code reviews and collaboration can enhance the software development process. First of all, what is a code review and collaboration? Well, In a code review process, a second person who has not written the code, typically a manager or a reviewer, reviews a code written by his or her teammate and then suggests improvements and optimization. Now, till even a year back, it was unthinkable that AI would be able to positively contribute in this aspect. But now, it is possible, and how? Let's dive into the ways AI can improve code quality, maintainability, and teamwork. Before we go into this, please, there is one privacy-related concern. There are some companies, for example, Apple, which are not allowing its employees to put in or use AI for this. It is likely that in future, we will have company-specific LLMs or company-specific GPTs, which will be inside the walled gardens of that specific company. But I think code review for AI is going to be a very natural extension of how generative AI is going to be used. And that's what we are going to learn right now. AI can analyze code for potential issues and improvements, suggest best practices and design patterns, and enhance code readability and maintainability. Let us see how ChatGPT can review a code. Let me ask ChatGPT this. Let's start. Can you review this Python code snippet? So now I have asked ChatGPT if it can review a particular Python code snippet for any potential issues or improvements. Let's see what ChatGPT does. Yes, it has defined a condition for the negative n as well. Yeah, what it did was, it fixed the indentation for better readability and proper code structure. It also added an error check for negative input values, and it also wrapped the print statement in a try except block, which is very, very good from a code readability and reviewability perspective. Now, let's look at the second part, which is, can AI drive collaboration? AI can identify potential merge conflicts and suggest ways to resolve those conflicts efficiently. This facilitates knowledge sharing between development teams. And note that there are times when development teams are operating out of different continents as well. And that is where AI can play a brilliant role. Are you surprised about this? Well, I am not anymore. Let me show you how. I have written a function in Python that calculates the average of a list of numbers. Can you help me convert this script into JavaScript? Let's ask this question to our friendly neighborhood ChatGPT. Yeah, here you go. This would normally have taken a lot of time. You need someone who is well versed with both Python and JavaScript to write this kind of a code, right? But here, ChatGPT is that person, and that's why ChatGPT can write a function that is written in Python and convert it into another programming language, say JavaScript, and give out the output. This can solve the problem where two different coding teams have coded in different languages. And here, AI is acting like a translator, interpreter, whatever you want to call it. And it is helping in team collaboration between two teams which might be operating in different geographies, different offices, different continents, whatever it is. Isn't it wonderful? So now let's ask one more thing into ChatGPT. Can we also add error checking to make sure that the input is a valid array? Let's see. There you go. It is giving a function that can again be copied or downloaded with an error checking added inside it. Look at this. There you go. The function call is also wrapped inside a try catch block to handle the error. Wonderful. And that brings us to the end of this section on AI-driven code reviews and collaboration. I hope you have learned how AI can enhance the software development process and improve teamwork. Now note that this is not the be-all and end-all of everything related to AI in coding. There are so many more examples that I would love to cover. But I need to know what are the types of questions that you have yourselves. Please put those questions in the comment section. The best questions will be added as part of the coursework in the coming months. That's how we'll keep continuously improving this course, such that this course will be valid for you even after decades. Join me in the next chapter where we'll discuss the applications of ChatGPT in fields like education or healthcare or even law. I'll see you right there.